This is a brief presentation of our Protan product. Protan is designed to stabilize gut microflora, minimize gut pathogens, and promote intestinal epithelial development, thus increasing nutrient digestion and absorption. Customers have reported increased weight gains and reduced symptoms typically associated with hemorrhagic bowel disease and/or ileitis. Protan is available in dry, to be put in the feed, or liquid, to be used in the water. Sometimes when you see animals chewing on fence posts or fence rails, like goats or horses or cattle, or in the wild you see animals eating on trees, they're not really bored. What they're after is compounds within the plant, and in wood especially, but in other sources as well, there are tannins which aid in gut development and boost immune system. So tannins, as well as a lot of other things, are considered phytogenic compounds, and there are biological activity advantages to using phytogenics, such as antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, antioxidants, stimulating gastrointestinal secretions, calmative, fungicidal, astringent, and analgesic. And the benefit of these different compounds mixed together make up how much benefit there is to the animal. These are the basic components of what you would find in a tannin. And so the effect of the tannin, the effectiveness of the tannin, would depend on how well are these components mixed together and what are they using, and then also what specific type of tannin are you bringing in. This is the results of various components against Lawsonia, and you can see how effective they are in a viability assay and then a host cell assay. You'll see a penstrep, tylosin, you'll see oak extract and chestnut extract, the tannins. And if you look at the scores under method 1 and method 2, you see that tannins products that do have a fairly strong showing as being effective against Lawsonia. This is a Protan death study, that field study that we did at measuring the effectiveness of Protan and also when to use it in the course of a finishing period. There's two groups here. The yellow is 2,140 and the green is 2,421. The information columns are week, treatments, then finisher 1, 2, and 3, and then a weekly death loss total, and then a total, cumulative total death loss. And that is the arrangement for both trials. You can see that in week 4, Thailand was brought into the first group because the death loss was starting to mount, and because the second group was brought in 2 weeks behind the green group, Thailand was in on week 2. However, death loss continued to climb there as well in that green group as well. We also noticed that there were a number of pigs starting to fade away, failing to thrive. And so on week 8 of the first group, we put in Protan, which we equated to week 6 over in the second group. And if you look at the death loss columns, the weekly total and then the cumulative total, you can see the death loss tremendously slows once the Protan is in there. If you go down to week 12 in the yellow column, there's a 16 with a 7 in parentheses. That's because 7 of those 16 deaths were actually fallbacks that lived from that first before Protan. But we really didn't make any more fallbacks after that. And then the same for the 15 and the 4 on week 10 in the green line, or in the green group. If you go down below, we just summarize it. The week 1 through 7 in group 1, there's a 2.15% death loss. Weeks 8 through 12, there's a 0.43. Weeks 13 through 15, it was a 0.53. In the group 2, week 1 through 5, there was a 1.53% death loss. In the Protan, weeks 6 through 10, there was a 0.46, and then it was 0.97 in 11 through 14. So as you can see, when Protan was in, death loss was significantly slowed. So what are the observations of it? Pigs fed Protan early in the turn were ready for market 1 week sooner. If you go back up and look, The first group was starting to market out at week 16, and the second group started marketing out at week 15, but they got Protan earlier. Pigs became more robust when Protan was added. The wasting of pigs stopped in the presence of Protan. We just didn't see those pigs fall back anymore. And then, of course, we didn't see the deaths either. Protan in the diet was a clear factor in limiting death loss. Protan was a clear factor in increasing full value pigs, and Protan obviously improved health and performance of the group in general. So in summary, Protan helps maximize performance of sows, weaned pigs, and market hogs. It reduces stress through phytogenic calmative properties. It optimizes gut health by promoting intestinal integrity and development. It boosts pig health through gastrointestinal tract development and nutrition absorption. Anticipate more healthy sows, better weaning weights, and survivability, and full value market hogs. And again, Protan is available in dry if you'd like to add it to the feed, and also liquid if you would like to take it through the water.